Alright, here's another weird idea. Inspired by, just coming from within. I have a love for a plant. Cannabis species. The family, rather. The whole Cannabisaceae family. A couple ideas that come across. That's hops, Humulus lupulus. And a tree, actually. There's a tree cannabis. So that, not sativa, not indica, not ruderalis. I want to talk about the possibility of full form, playing on the transcendentalism, the word cannibal for the sake of the plant. Imagine you have a plant with high grade flowers coming out of it, and you took those flowers before they dry, while they're still wet, so it's still the cannabolic acid, and you hydroponically grew clones in the buds as the rock wool substrate. Instead of rock wool, you would use full flowering, but not ripe trichomes. You want it to be cannabolic acid, THCA still. In other words, it's still wet. So then you would witness it in the place of the rock wool and actually grow the cannabis too. We're talking THC levels of 58% per flower, natural flower. And the nickname of that plant was icicle. It literally looks like the trichomes literally grew trichomes in a transcendental truth of friggin' icing dripping off of the flower. See, it's called icicle. That is the kind of weird ass ideas that I come from a future time through me. Okay. It also sounds really, 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 really just like a pot dream. Let's try another fun thing. Cannabis Americana Sur, as in S-U-R. Cannabis Americana Sur. Sounds like connoisseur. Well, what if there is, to talk on the cannabis tree cannabis. First of all, I had read that you can take a cannabis flower or a cannabis plant branch, snip it, graft it with a Humulus lupulus plant. So you would be able to, despite the fact they're not the same species, because they're in the same family, they do in fact cooperate with each other. So if this tree that, what was the name of that channel? I'm subscribed to his channel. Botanist. It's a funny name, it's like legendary botanist that's broke, or botanists don't make money, or some crap like that. It's on my subscription list. So if you're on my channel, like, you'll actually see this stuff. But anyway, so hats up to you, dude. Okay, so if the plant that is a tree is a cannabis species, in the cannabis family, then one could graft a true form cannabis, sativa, or indica to it as well. And if kept from flowering, one would be able to have a perennial tree. Well, then, Humulus is already perennial. Yeah, but it dies back every winter. Alright, I get where I'm going with this, because maybe the cannabis would just die off and the tree wouldn't. I'm trying to find the orange tree version, the orange tree, the cannabis version of the orange tree. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the orange trees, for those that don't know, they are grafted onto another type of citrus tree that actually allows them to grow very massive. Because an orange tree before was, I think apples are under the same guise. I'm not sure. Not too sure, but possible. Because then Johnny Appleseed wouldn't make sense. All right, so that was just to keep a plant perennial. An annual plant like cannabis. Be kind of cool to make it perennial. Alright, so then I'm thinking maybe there's a plant in the jungle that happens to grow like a vine or something like that for some reason comes to mind as Americana Sur, that it somehow, it's the male side plant that actually seems to be honored in the form Cannabisaceae. I don't know if I'm just tripping and it's Banisteriopsis that I'm speaking on. And no, I'm not a fan of Harmony and Harmeleon after the first true form experience. I had a really weird trip about angels and demons that day. I'm trying to find ways to augment the plant, harness the transcendental, make it stronger. So, and then it's my dream one day to make Rainbow Bright. Rainbow Bright is literally going to be a bud that looks like rainbow. Red, blue, yellow, green, purple, orange, even black, white, all these different hair colors. My hand, like, making the noise that is a cannabis bud. And then, of course, like, because we know how to harness the fact that there's more than one type of THC now. We got Delta 8, Delta 9, there's probably Delta 10, Delta 12, Delta 6, I don't know. There's probably a full rainbow of effects that can be expected from the cannabis, from the THCs that are out there. And then there's CBV, CBG, etc. It's just, there's so many things. I would just like you to consider a possibility of fun things down the road. Anyway, yeah, that's really where I was at. Looking for something that'll crystallize that's smaller than visible wavelength. Vitamin D3. I don't know how to make something fermion-sized, but vitamin D3 is an interesting compound. So are the ones in the infras, though, specific, known. Alright, cheers on the cannabis, etc.